You're looking well. I know we saw some pictures of you where you looked like you had lost some weight, and you said people might have been coming at you, and then you had subsequently revealed to the world that you were diagnosed with diabetes and lupus.
Right.
Is that correct, brother?
Right.
Let's talk about that. How
Yeah.
did that
So
all come about? What were your symptoms that were you going through that made led you to go to the hospital, and how did this all, and how did you find all this out so late in life?
um, well, the first mistake I made was I didn't go get my 40-year-old checkup when I should have got it. But there were circumstances around that, and ironically, um, I was dealing with Fife's death in 2016. That's when I turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were putting together the new the last Tribe album, and kind of dealing with the mourning aspect of that. And but I don't make no excuses for it. I should have did it. It was way simpler than what I made it out to be. And I think a lot of times, I know, especially with myself, I had just like, I don't even want to say a phobia of doctors or whatever the case is, but just like kind of a little standoffish about doing all
Now,
that.
I think especially a lot of black men. We as black men, I think a lot of us do have phobias of doctors. I was just before you get on here, I was talking about something I deal with called the Health Alliance Network, where you can actually see a doctor without going to the doctor. You can do it online. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's something affordable. Actually, you should look into it. It covers 10 people in your family for just $35 a month.
that's
It's not
dope.
insurance, but it's an alternative to your health care.
Yeah,
And I think that could make it a lot more comfortable for people, especially males that have a problem with going to the doctor. If you don't have to actually go in there and in the privacy of your own home, you can go wherever, in the bathroom, in the closet. All right, doc, this is what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
I think that can open up options for people.
Yeah, I think the psychological um, aspect of going to the doctor for me, you don't obviously, whatever it's going to be is what it's going to be anyway. But I'm a leader in my family, and you know, having to juggle bad news is not necessarily something that you look forward to. And sometimes the news isn't as bad as you think. But like I said, when you don't really, when I wasn't tapped into that at that time,
Mm.
so I kept moving. I kept moving. Eventually we went on tour, and it's a body. You don't keep a car for 40 years and
Right.
expect the engine to be in tip-top condition.
Without maintaining it
What
all the time.
Right, without constant maintenance. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like if you had a car that was from, let's say, the 60s or the 70s or whatever, and you wouldn't expect it not to rust or any of those other things, and that's the bare minimum, even in addition to it just working without consistent upkeep. So, the body is is more fragile than that in many aspects. A heart is a heart, lungs are lungs, they're organs, they're tissue, they're flesh. You know what I'm saying? So, if anything, at that stage in the game, compromises those things, then your health is compromised. And so fast forward, like I said, just wear and tear. Um, got to about 2017. I went to Complex Con, and it was a lot of traffic in there. And when I came back, so I spent the weekend out there in Long Beach. We had a booth. I was running the tribes, a Tribe Called Quest's merchandise endeavor that they had with Sony. So we set up a booth out there, and was out there for 2 days, and it was just a lot of people out there. And I remember coming home, and uh, I guess I took my son to Roscoe's and had chicken and waffles, and just did my 1-2 bop that I would do in LA. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I get back and I don't feel good. And I'm like thinking, maybe it's jet lag and maybe it's a little bit of indigestion from eating Roscoe's. But you know, a couple of days led to a week, a couple of days led to a week led to week 2 3 weeks going in, and I don't feel better, and I still hadn't gone to the doctor. I talked to my
Now,
son.
what are you feeling though? What are you feeling when you say you don't
So when
feel
I
better?
say I don't feel good,
What's
I feel
wrong?
fatigue.
Okay.
So I feel fatigue, and I'm thinking it's a cold, not recognizing it as fatigue, because fatigue is different than just you know what I'm saying. Um, Fatigue is a warning sign. Just like with diabetes, fatigue is a warning sign. Urinating is a warning sign. So it went from fatigue, then I started having to pee more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this shit, you know, like literally, like I'm like, I can't hold. It gets to a point where I can't, like, as it progresses, I can't hold it. I gotta jump out the car, hit a tree. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I can't make it to the fucking at my door trying to turn the key. You know what I'm saying? To unlock the door just to run to the bathroom and shit.
Right.
It's like, yo, this shit ain't right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Gotta piss like a racehorse.
right. So after that, then like I said, I'm still thinking I'm like sick with a cold.
Right.
So then I started losing weight, and I'm like, yo, now I gotta go to the doctor. I'm speaking to my son mother. She like, yo, I think you got diabetes. I'm like, diabetes?
Whoa.
I'm not.
And she just kind of called it like that, like, yo, I think you
She
got
straight called it out,
diabetes.
no doubt. She straight called it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she, men and women are different. She Googles things and reads up on that kind of stuff. That's her bop. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of always ignored her doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I think like a provider. Like, I gotta go get this bread. Make a move, do this, that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I heard her. I heard it loud and clear. Cause she was like, yo, you peeing, it's this, or boom, boom, bop. You know what I'm saying? And when the weight loss came, I was like, yeah, I gotta go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. And they were like, yeah, yo, you got type 2 diabetes. And I was like, cause like I, once again, preconceived notions. I'm like, I work out every day. I'm not a heavy dude. But I have been eating like a hood dude for years. You know what I'm saying?
And that was gonna lead me to my next question. What does your, and keep it real, what has your diet been like, most of your life?
So
do you eat swine? Keep it real.
no, I'm Muslim.
Okay.
So I haven't eaten pork
What about
since the
red meat?
90s.
What about red meat?
I was eating red meat. I was a steak eater, definitely. I was a steak
Okay.
eater, heavy. And also to keep it a bean, once I had my son, once he started going to school, he liked to go to Smash Burgers. So I was every now and then, not more now than then, I was messing with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? French fry head.
I
You know what I'm
can't
saying?
even tell you
A lot of
where
things.
a smash. I don't even know what a smash burger.
That shit good though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, I don't even know where to begin to even get some
that
shit like that.
good. It's good, but
it's not good.
I can feel it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I can feel it when I was eating it.
It tastes good. It might taste good.
It tastes good. It's So look. I'm first to admit I'm addicted to taste. You know what I'm saying? I've been conditioned through my grandparents and all that. They more than likely were addicted to taste.
We're all addicted to food in some kind of way, brother. You're not the only one. I said we all addicted to food in some kind of way. You're not the only one. Don't feel
Taste
bad.
Taste is different though. Taste is different.
Speak on it.
Taste is not about. Taste is about, in my opinion, just coming from me, I feel like there's a comfort in it. It becomes like an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Right.
But let me have an argument. I might be like, yo, let me just eat some, just eat chill, just get some chips or
So you
you know,
eat your feelings sometimes. You
right,
almost
right,
sound like a
right,
fat
right.
person.
And
So
it's,
how
it's
did you
gonna
not
taste.
become obese?
You said what?
So how did you not become obese? Well, you got diabetes, but you didn't become obese. Maybe you got a fast
Because
metabolism or
it's
something
just
like that.
genetics. I'm just not, my body frame isn't.
Right,
I mean, I might catch a gut, but I'm
right.
just don't have the genetics of an obese person. But
Got
I
you.
had the eating habits of somebody who may need to balance their diet. You know what
And
I'm
an
saying?
emotional eating, the way
And it's
from what you're
emotional eating,
saying.
like I said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's, see, the thing is, like, I'm not even a heavy dessert, nothing. But I'll eat rice, which stores ends up being storing sugar. I'll
Now, do you like put sugar on your rice, some crazy shit like
Nah,
that?
nah, nah. You don't have to do
Okay.
none of that. You don't have to do all of that. Like I said, once you
Now, cause I
40,
know my man, he had diabetes, but he used to eat like mashed potatoes and put sugar on his mashed potatoes.
that's a little
I'm
much.
like, where they
That is
do
a little
that
much.
at? Like, where? What kind of hood shit is that? Where you putting sugar on your mashed potatoes? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my
That
man that I know, this dude used to put sugar on his mashed potatoes.
yeah. He's either, I mean,
And yes, he
no
got
offense to him,
diabetes.
but
He ended up having diabetes,
yeah.
bad.
I
Like, and
mean,
he's fortunate. He's fortunate to be alive right now.
right, right, right. Because that becomes a bad habit over time that
Yeah.
will endanger you. Like, unfortunately, and I don't mean this in any racist manner, but the two killers of black people are white. They're salt and sugar. um,
Right.
I hope that don't
Oh,
go
oh,
over
well,
nobody's
well,
head.
listen. If you keep it really real, a lot of bad shit for you in nature is white sugar, white flour, white
Right.
rice.
Flour's another motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, flour's
Um,
another motherfucker because the thing is,
regular
like,
white salt, iodized salt. You know,
yeah,
anything that's been white is usually drained of its nutrients and and um and any sort of benefit that you can get out of it.
right.
White cow's milk.
It's a lot of things going on out here. So,
Because I think breast milk is not really white. You know what I mean? Like
nah,
that
it's like
cow's
more
milk.
like what this background looks like on the
Yeah,
camera.
something like that.
More like it's almost, carnation milk and breast milk kind of have
Right, right,
similar tone.
right.
Um, so yeah,
Thank you, Lily.
with so once I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, like I said, I stopped eating red meat. I cut the steak out, cut the smash burger out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I had got to a space where I was taking Jamulette and Farzinga, and I had got to a space where I got the levels down, and they began lowering the dosage, and eventually I had been able to, like, just as long as I watched my diet, I didn't really even have to take it. I got my weight back from then. You know, anybody who remembers what some of the that may be tuning in that may remember when we did the Tribe BBC Billionaires Boy Club collab. I had took some pictures, and yeah, I did an interview with Ebro, and he was like, "Yo, you vegan?" And and I ain't really like, "Yo, now I got diabetes." I was just like, "Yeah, just switched up my diet, stop eating red meat, and just try to keep it contained for myself." Um,
Right.
but what wound up happening and how we get here is, so then once you have diabetes is an autoimmunity, and when you have an autoimmune disease, it's basically like equivalent to like a riot starting, right?
Shut up.
So let's say type 2 diabetes is the first guy who throws a brick through a storefront window. Then the looting and chaos
Right. Starts
ensue
happening.
after that. You know what I mean? So I was flying around. Ironic. It's ironic also that I'm telling this story because Kanye just won best gospel album, and so I was I oversaw the mixes for his a gospel album that just wanted to be Billboard Awards, and we were flying around doing these listening sessions in a couple of different cities, and he was also doing the Sunday service initiative. So we went to Detroit, Jamaica, DC, Atlanta. It was like a run. And by the time I got back to New York, I was shooting a video with Conway, and my son did a cameo on it. And he, we were playing around. He jumped on my back.
Your son's mad cute.
Thank you, sir. He jumped on my back, and it was fine. When I got to the crib, I was like, damn, I got a little crick in my neck. Like, but little did I know that crick was inflammation. So I don't know if it was a combo with just everything, but it was inflammation. So I went back to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed me meloxicam and a muscle relaxer. And the thing about a muscle relaxer is, the dangerous thing about it is that when you take a muscle relaxer, it doesn't know
what muscle to relax.
Right. It relaxes
all muscles.
Right.
And your heart is a muscle.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now, after a couple weeks of this, thinking it's gonna relieve it, it's getting worse. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, cool. Well, you got a lot of inflammation, and it's coming down. So I'm thinking it's a taper effect, but it's really not. It's not. And once again, I should have just went and got an X-ray, because then they would have just saw like I needed to take a steroid, and maybe I would have avoided the lupus diagnosis, or maybe prolonged it. I don't know. But and the end all be all is, this goes on from, like I said, this is like literally this time last year to the quarantine. I took another flight, went to Paris with Ye for his fashion show. We fly from LA to Paris, and then Paris back to LA. I get back to LA, I'm jammed up. I'm like, yo, all over hurting. So, and I've been on these joints for a while, so now it's like, yo, am I strung out? You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't really working. But psychologically, I'm like, yo, I guess I just need to take it, because it gives me like an ounce of relief, but nothing. It's not fixing the problem. Right. It's just a Band-Aid, which is how most people end up getting strung out anyway, because they not really addressing the issue to remove it. They just being it's just pacifying the situation. You know what I mean? So I go to urgent care. I'm like, yo, I don't know what it is. COVID had just started, literally. Like, this is March, first week of March. COVID just started. So we was in Paris. Like I said, I'm like, damn, I hope I ain't got COVID. So then the lady, like, because they just were figuring out, they was like, nah, you don't got it because you don't got no fever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to the crib. So I just automatically quarantined when I got to New York. Like, yo, let me just, because then the information started rolling out. So I'm quarantined, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, yo, maybe I could just get some rest now, and just, because nobody's going outside. This is when it first, boom. So
I was going outside, but anyway, go ahead.
What'd you say?
I said I was going outside, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
that bullshit.
Long story short, April's my birthday. I'm getting worse. I want to say maybe May, I fainted in my house. I had my man come over to give me and my son a cut. After he left, took a shower, passed out in the bathroom. Son scared to death.
Passed out. You just passed out.
Boom. Wow. I saw it come. I was like, boom. I got out.
What happened? She started getting fuzzy to you, because I don't think I ever. One time back in the days, like during a football practice, doing these sprints, it was mad hot, and I fainted or some shit. Right. That's the only time that's ever happened to me in my life. I don't even really know what it's like to fucking just black out like that.
Yeah, I was hot.
Just 1 minute you was chilling, the next minute.
I was taking a shower. I got out the shower. I ain't even dry off.
Wow.
I was just like, bomb.
And you did so you did a slippery drop. That's one of the worst falls.
Yeah,
slippery fall.
I could have been dead off of that.
Hell yeah, you could have slipped and fucking hit your fucking head on the fucking.
Yeah. I hit my head, but I don't. I got up. I know I was out for maybe a minute. You know what I'm saying?
So a slippery naked fall is what you did.
Right. It's
Wow.
super.
They just found you wet and naked on the
Now I
floor.
got
Like,
myself together. The
oh, okay,
ambulance that
okay,
came,
okay, okay.
called. Um, my son called his mom. His mom called 911. Um, my neighbor came, but I got myself together. I was like, nah. I ain't going out like this. I had to get, So I just.
Wait,
It
now
was
how
the
old's your
process
son?
of like an hour. You know
How
what I'm
old's your son?
saying?
How old is your son?
You said what?
How old is your son?
Oh, Caden is 9.
9. So a
Yeah.
9-year-old, he had to call somebody to get you
Ye-
assistance.
Yeah, because he heard it. He was playing like 2K or whatever. Yeah, like I said, we was chilling. I just both got a cut. You know what I'm saying? And he needed it, like he hadn't had a cut like a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't even. I was like, yo, I can't look at you like this. He was like fuzzy all over. So he was chilling. He was just playing the game and shit. And he heard it like boom, boom. He's like, Daddy, you are. I said, I ain't respond at first because I was, until it was like until I, came to. So he was just like, and then we went from there. I was like, yo, call your mother through the door, whatever, and just got myself together. By the time the EMS came, I just do something on or whatever the case is that was already in the bathroom.
So you fell out, you went to the hospital, and
Nah, I ain't go to the hospital. That's the crazy shit. Like I was like, nah, I'm chilling. I'm good. I ain't fucking with it. Cause I was just annoyed. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I just, like I said, once again, you get back to that bad.
What if I have Rona and they quarantine me or some shit?
Right.
All kind of shit you was thinking
All kind
about.
of shit was just running through my head. You know what I'm saying? So they took my blood pressure. They said I was all right. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to just chill. You know what I'm saying? So then, at this, maybe a couple of days later, Kim Kardashian had actually found me a private doctor to go to uptown. And I went there, and they actually thought I had pneumonia at first. So then they sent me to Mount Sinai, and I took the COVID test. That shit hurt. I took a Hep C test. I took a HIV test, and everything came back negative. So then it was like, all right, so if it's none of these things, then what's wrong? Because I was still under the notion that the diabetes was under control. You know what I'm saying? Like I I went off the the correspondence with the primary physician, and he's a good guy and everything, but he's just not at the he just wasn't at the level where I was at health wise to like really call it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's not, the diabetes is contained, and it wasn't. Like I said, once it's in your body, at any given point, chaos can ensue. You know what I'm saying? So with the inflammation, basically, the inflammation is just basically pouring, it was already, the diabetes had already poured lighter fluid all over my cells, and once the inflammation came, that was a matchstick. So that's lupus.